Hey guys, so today we're gonna do the answer to the first Show Your Smarts question. If you haven't seen that video yet, please, the link in the description. Go watch it and I'll see you when you come back. Okay, so we have a winner, Omar Wadi. Thank you so much, Omar, for answering, and you are the king for this answer video. Your name will be here for the entire answer video with a clown on top. Okay, so let me remind you what the question is. You have a magic coin, which you got from a homeless person. It has a dragon on one side and a clown face on the other side. And the weird thing about this magical coin is that it looks even, it looks fair, but it's not fair. What that means is that this, if you flip it, 85% of the time you will get dragon, and 15% of the time you will get clown face. And so you decide to take this and maybe surprise or impress your friends, or maybe fool them with some trick. You're gonna say, I'm gonna flip this coin 4 times and I'm gonna get a dragon every time. There's no 100% that will happen, because some of the time you're gonna get a clown face. So you wanna know what the probability of getting 4 dragons is if you flip the coin 4 times. And whenever you think about probability, it's very, very useful for you to think of doing something many times. Probability doesn't really make intuitive sense if you're talking about one trial, or just you do it just 4 flips just once. You can't really think about it. Imagine that you're going to show this to your friend 100 times, and you want to say the first time maybe you get dragon, 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 dragon. The second time you get dragon, dragon, maybe clown face, then dragon. And then you get dragon, 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 dragon. And then you repeat this maybe 100 times. And by the way, there in the previous video there was a link, and I will put the link in this video too, for a game where you can actually do this 100 times. Just keep clicking and it will do this for you. And that game will count for you how many times you got 4 dragons. And probability means what is the fraction of those times that you got 4 dragons. So maybe out of the 100, maybe you got 62. Then the probability would be 62%, or 0.62. So here is the trick, or the key insight in this problem that will help you solve it. This is a very important way of thinking. It's not just important for math or physics or any kind of technical field. It's also important when you're thinking about life, because life is full of probabilities and is full of things happening. And sometimes you either argue with friends or thinking about your life, or trying to analyze things in your life, and it is very important for you to determine which events are independent of each other. If you can think, oh, this is independent of that, and therefore you can make conclusions about that, that is a very important way of thinking. So in this situation, the key insight is to realize that the results of the first one are independent of the results of the second one. Here's what that means. It means that if I got dragon here, well, the probability of a dragon in the second one is still 85%. The coin doesn't care. Maybe if it's a really magical coin where the second time depends on the first time, maybe I'll do that in a different video. If that happened, then the answer would be different. But you need to recognize how things change when 2 events don't depend on each other. And in this case, this has 85% of happening. 85% of these will be dragons, and 85% of these will be dragons. And which one is dragon here does not depend on which one is dragon here. They are independent. And so now you're ready to estimate what is the probability of 4 dragons. Because I can say out of the 100, maybe there will be 85%. Let me write that here. Out of this 100, there will be 85%, or I'll write it as 0.85 of these will be dragons. And that's because the probability of dragon is 0.85. That's just what we start with. But then you want to see which ones have dragon, dragon. Well, there's 85 here which have dragon, and 85% of the 85% have dragon, dragon. So I have to do times 0.85 for dragon, dragon, because it's 85% of 85%. And this will give you 0.723. The third time you do the same thing. It's 85% of this 72%. So that would give you 0.614 if I just multiply this by 85%. For the fourth one, same thing. You get 0.522, and this is the probability, this is the answer. And if you go look at the game and you keep clicking, you can then see really that the fraction of the times that you got 4 dragons is really about half the total times that you hit click. So there's a probability of about a half that you will get 4 dragons every time you click. Alright, so I hope you followed along. Please, if there's any questions that you have, please ask them in the comment section. And if you ask a very good question and people want to hear the answer to that, I'll make a video answering your question where your name would be in the video with a crown. So please ask your questions in the comments, and I will see you next time.